Now I want to go to HO Scale Modeling. This is sponsored by the National Capital Train. I'm sorry, by Mainline Hobby Supply. And Phil, if we could run that video, please.
Mainline Hobby Supply is your one-stop store for model trains in G, O, S, H, O, N and Z scales, including locomotives, rolling stock, track, train sets, and more to help build your model railroad. We are the largest model railroad shop in the area, and we carry a wide range of model railroad supplies across scales. Our friendly staff is always available to help with your modeling needs and to special order anything you may require. Mainline Hobby Supply is in southern Pennsylvania, halfway between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. We are only an hour away from Baltimore, and we are easy to get to from the 70, 81, 83, and 270 freeways. Plan to stop by on your next trip through Pennsylvania. Mainline Hobby Supply also has an online store that can cater to your modeling needs wherever you are located. With our large inventory, fixed shipping costs, friendly and knowledgeable service and prompt shipping, consider Mainline Hobby Supply for your next online order. Use the QR code to access our online store.
And now I want to introduce the host for this segment of HO Modeling, Gary Shergold, MMR. Gary, welcome.
Thanks very much, Jim. Okay, we're going to see part two of Casey Caser's double-decker railroad. The bottom deck we saw last week. This week we're going to see the upper level. Now, in the upper level, I want you to keep your eye on these cars as this video starts. And you'll see something happen to one of the box cars. And as we're playing this, keep an eye out for that unusual car that is running around the layout. Okay, there we go. You see that object going down the ladder on the box car? Okay, this is as I said, a double deck. It's in a room by 28 feet by 30 feet. It's two levels. We're seeing the top level. The top level is from the floor to the top, 60 inches. It has 6 main lines, 106 feet long. The upper level is 600 feet. The buildings are scratch built, and he has 150 Campbell kits on this layout, plus other manufacturers that he's built, and also scratch built buildings. He has over 1,000 cars, 400 plus engines, and a lot of the engines were scratch built and custom painted. He started building this layout in 1972. And as we go through, you'll see the trains running through. You can see his shelving on the walls of this room. Every wall is just filled with shelving, engines and cars that Casey has custom painted and built over the years. It's an extremely beautifully built layout, lovely buildings. The reason it's called the Red Barrel, as you see, and we go through the video, you will see red barrels throughout on the different buildings, beside the different buildings. It's well scenic. It's got hundreds and hundreds of trees. 1,000 cars, 400 plus engines. 150 Campbell kits. 106 feet long. The upper level is 600 feet. The main lines are 150 Campbell kits on this layout, plus other manufacturers that he's built, and also scratch built buildings. keep an eye out for that odd little item that's runs on this layout. While I was videoing this, I happened to see this thing go by. I wondered, what is that? He started in the hobby at the age of 9 when he received a American Flyer train set. And things just took off from there. And he's still building Campbell kits. Whenever he goes to a train show, if he can find a Campbell kit, there's Casey there. He finds a Campbell kit, he usually buys it, and he ends up building in the kit.
It's just an unbelievable layout.
It is a beautiful layout, Jim.
Unbelievable.
It's worthwhile if you've ever come into the Chatham area. Just get a hold of myself or the Chatham Model Railroad Club.
Yeah.
And it's well worth going over to see it.
We lived outside Detroit for years. I wish if we still lived there, I'd drive up.
Yeah. You can see his walls, they're all covered with shelving. And on every shelf are engines or cars.
Yeah.
Did you see the auto?
What on earth was that?
That's what I was hoping that we would get a glimpse of. When I first noticed that, it's a caboose. When I first noticed it, I saw it go by and I wondered, where's the train?
Yeah.
Well, Casey took the caboose and motorized it. And it runs around his layout when he's running trains.
I'll be darned.
Never seen that before. Actually, when I did this video, this is the first time I've ever seen that.
I think you're creating a new classification.
You're right.
Unidentified train objects.
Yeah, I was videoing it and I looked at that thing and I thought, what? That's one of the unusual. It's the same when this video started. If you saw the boxcar, you actually saw an object walk along the top of the boxcar and down the ladders on the side. And we looked at that and looked at it and thought it was a little man, but it isn't. I'm pretty sure it was a spider.
the planning that he had to go to create this is just unbelievable.
Yes. What surprised me was he never connected the two.
Yeah,
Like they're actually, the upper is separate and the lower is separate. But that's what he wanted to create.
my hat's off to him. He's done a beautiful job.
Yeah, the buildings of the layout are really spectacular. He done a really beautiful job.
Yeah,
And he like what he'll do, he'll see a prototype CN engine in first generation diesels, and he'll reproduce that. It's not manufactured, but he does the research and then gathers the parts and scratch builds the parts and puts the engines together. He's got some beautiful engines that are non-productive.
it's what we call modeling.
Yes, he's a really good modeler.
Yeah,
Nice little water scene.
yeah. Look at the water.
He's got the conical. There it is, right there. Conical models.
Mm-hmm.
Actually has two of those. Now, as you go around his layout, the reason what I'm coming to is he's actually got steps that you go up to get the people a little higher, so you can get a higher view of the layout. And that's what's happening. I'm going up onto a walkway, and then I go back down and then back up again. What's interesting also, as I had said before, every wall in that room has shelving, and the shelving is all full of cars and engines. It's just amazing to go in there.
Okay.
There's Casey.
Well, this is certainly a really great treat, Gary. No question about it.
I'm glad you like it.
Oh, yeah.
It is nice to see quality layouts.
Mm-hmm.
And Casey's is a quality layout. It's what one can do in HO scale.
Yes.
And this layout's extremely well done. A nice farm scene, crops.
Mm-hmm.
And as we swing around, we're going to see his the big turntable on the bottom and
Yeah.
the engine facility on the top here.
Hmm.
And we've come to the end. And that is his layout.
Well, Gary, thank you so much for sharing this with us, and thank him so much for allowing us to see it. This is really absolutely gorgeous. Does anybody have any questions for Gary? Gary, thanks again. We really do appreciate it. This is really an outstanding model railroad.